Hello all, it's the 9th of July 2016 and it's Dan here from Essex, United Kingdom. Had some very strange weather of late. Bit of sun, a bit of rain, and of course to a degree it's left all the trees and the plants guessing, but rather mixed year with regards to how everything is progressing. But so far, for the small backyard orchard, things are doing quite well. So this is a home grafted winter king, grafted by myself a few years ago, and as you can see it's carrying, for a very small tree, you know, a decent sized crop. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, about 8 apples on this tree. So for a tree that's very young and also very small, I'm very happy with this. There was a tree stump here of an old cherry plum which I dug out and planted this in its place. I put a lot of organic matter, you know, the old fish blood and bone, organic compost and manure, etc. in the ground, and I think that's probably what's helped it. And it's put out a fair bit of growth this year, so hopefully within the next few years this tree will grow considerably and will excuse me, put out a decent sized crop. So happy with that one. And here is a gala apple that was purchased from Aldi's a few years ago. As I've stated before, not the sort of best, strongest looking tree, but it does carry a decent crop of very sweet, nice gala apples. We all know that gala apple is a supermarket variety, a very popular one, but they're even sweeter if you pick them at the right time and grow them at home yourself. So gala apple, not a bad tree to grow in a backyard orchard, if that's your thing. The onward pear tree, this is not carrying any crop this year, but it has put out a lot of growth. As you can see, this is all new growth here. So I'm very happy with how that's coming on. I'm growing it as an espalier up against this south-facing fence, and it really has done well here. Once again, the soil was enriched with organic matter, so that's probably contributed to its success. And down here we have a excuse me, another home grafted apple by myself. This one here is Lord Lambourne. I've got to tie this back up actually. It's carrying a few little apples, so that's good. That's Lord Lambourne as well. And down here I grafted a winter king onto it. You can see the graft union here. So I'm hoping that you know, in the next few years this tree will put out some strong growth and will deliver me some decent crops of apples. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold again. It's because I've been overdoing it, working too hard. Never mind, eh? So what we've got here is, this was grafted by myself a few years ago. This is a russet. You see the original scion was here. I made a few mistakes when I was grafting it and I shaved too much off, so it went quite small, but yet, never mind, it's put out all this growth from here to here this year, so that's doing well. And my regular viewers will know that I grafted another couple of varieties onto it this year. So I put this variety on. I have got it written down inside somewhere, or another video what it is, I can't remember right now, but so I grafted this one on, and you can see it's put out considerable growth this year, so that's a success. These came from my mate Vinny on the channel Sussex Gardening, formerly Fruits for Life, so thank you Vinny for those. Check out his channel Sussex Gardening, he's got a lot of informative videos on there. And here was another one that I grafted, and you can see once again this was a success as well. I used cleft grafts. I quite like cleft grafts, nice and simple, and that sort of applies to a, you know, sits quite well with a person like myself. Simplicity I find is key to many things in life. So yes, if that inspires you to have a go at grafting, certainly give it a go. Okay, so what we've got here, these are mulberries. Picked these from the mulberry tree just now, and they really are a nice sweet fruit, and they fruit for, usually works out about 6 weeks of the year. And because they all ripen at different times, I'll show you the tree in a minute. You know, you get a good succession of crops. So I'd certainly recommend, if you've got the ground, to grow a mulberry tree. Yeah, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Looking up into the canopy, you can see the black ones, they ripen. Obviously these are the ripe ones, and the ones that are sort of like this, reddish, are in the process of ripening. So you can see they're all at different stages, which this is why, you know, they're such a good tree to grow, because you don't get all your crop at once. You can just literally come out here and start eating them. Been eating these for maybe a week or so now, and as I stated earlier, these will continue to crop for about another 6 weeks or something like that. So a great tree to grow. Only thing with a mulberry tree is, of course, they are rather large, and they need to get large to sort of fruit, unless of course there's been developments with regards to rootstocks in recent years, I don't know. And they are a slow growing tree and slow to leaf out in the summer. So when your plum trees and apple trees are more or less leafed out, your mulberry tree is only just starting. But if you've got the space, these trees can live for hundreds of years because they're literally disease free. You know, you don't really have to worry about stuff so much with these like you do plum trees and things like that. But definitely worth having a look at. You have to prune them at the right time of year, which I believe is in the winter, because if you don't, the branches bleed, which you really don't want to be doing that. So, beautiful tree, mulberry. Plant one if you've got the space. So here we are in a polytunnel. I'm not going to do a polytunnel sort of tour really, we'll do that another time. I haven't been on YouTube that much in the last week due to being very busy and stuff. The gardening season is well ahead, and working on the project as well. With regards to the allotment, still haven't had the final correspondence paperwork from the council yet, so of course I'm not going to start working on the allotment just in case, whatever reason, I don't get it, and I've done loads of work down there. So I'm just going to wait, and I hope you've enjoyed that backyard orchard tour. And if there's any questions, I've got 2 weeks off of the day job, 3 weeks off of the day job coming up, so I should be in a position to hopefully engage with my friends on YouTube a little bit more. Speak soon. Oh, I can't help myself, can I? Okay, well, here you go. The peaches are looking even better than they were last time, and we're probably going to be eating these within the next 6 weeks or so. We've got to probably prop some of these branches up really, but I shall be doing a subsequent tour of the polytunnel, because there's a few interesting things like rampant growing melons, etc, etc. Someone's got a chainsaw out. Speak soon.